9, Dean, is the minutes of the council meeting in 2001 reflect minutes that a motion was made to reject and it failed. And the way that the ordinance is written is exactly what Mr. Saunders read. If it's not rejected, then it's accepted and it was implemented. So that is my big question to you, that under plain reading or understanding, obviously a bunch of people understood it that way or it would never have been implemented. So therefore, that's the big ball of wax of a lawsuit that I see, because the court's going to say, well, you've been doing it for how many years?
Well,
It doesn't make it right necessarily.
if I might, I believe that there's rejection, and then there's acceptance, and there's non-action. And if I recall, aren't we saying that the ordinance was written in a way that non-action would tend to cause you to think it has been done too?
It says it. It says that.
He read it and said it has to be
So-
rejected.
So
Yeah,
whether
that's the
it's
compensation
acceptance or
issue.
whether it's non-action is the question that you want to come in to follow.
Exactly.
So non-action wouldn't be flawed.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
It was
It said rejection. It said specifically rejection.
It says reject.
Says unless rejected.
Reject the resolution.
Right, but again.
There was- Right, the determination of the commission shall be effective 30 days following the filing of the determination with the city clerk unless rejected by the city council. But said benefit shall not be applicable until the first day of the next term of office.
Right, so the point I think of Mr. Clark's letter is that it had to be specifically accepted.
Yeah, but let me
But
ask
that's
you
what
this,
this
right, and so let me
No, but
take,
that's, he's saying that that's invalid.
right, but let me take you down a hypothetical road. If these individuals that didn't reject it, if they didn't know that it had to be accepted, if they didn't interpret it at that time, and they thought they did what they needed to do to qualify, I mean, you know, if you deposed each one of those individuals, my guess is they thought they were following the city charter. And they thought that this was coming through the way it was coming through.
And let's assume you're correct. Let's assume you're correct. That doesn't mean that everything that's been done is going to be invalidated. It doesn't mean that. It could mean that going forward, here's how you need to operate. It could go back and say everything you've done is invalidated. So it's not an automatic. It's just, this is information on how it needs to happen. Now, eliminating the benefits for elected officials is, it's
Still
not
right.
really, yeah,
Well,
it's
Still, you're right.
John Clark and his firm have been a labor attorney with the city of Taylor for how many years? A long time? I mean, and this is the first time this is coming to the
No.
surface?
What's happened is, this has been a debate actually between John Clark and Mr. Woods before, but it was never brought to the surface.
It's the first I've ever heard.
So that may explain why it never showed up on the city council agenda. Because John Wood would have had to bring it to the
I
council,
think he
right?
brought it to us, so I have to
Absolutely.
debate myself those copies, because I think it was brought to us in
Well, we'll just have to look at it, so to rectify the situation is a decision of the council.
No, I'm just saying, I
So,
think that was wrong.
But what you're saying, Dean, is just that at any point, a council would have, obviously, the right to say, we're going to change that, because it's our authority to do so,
That's my
in
understanding.
any way. I mean, because it's in the charter. Yes,
If council give it, council can take it away.
I also, because the information you gave us, these names, these are the people. When I'm looking at these names, because this all happened quite a while back, some of them are deceased. One, 2, 3, 4, well, this is a beneficiary, a wife of an elected receiving, right?
If you agree to at least one
couple of them are deceased?
At least two that I can think of that are
Okay.
probably on the list.
So, what I'm saying though, age-wise, my understanding was that, well, Petoniak's not taking anything, is that right? He's got a blank line here. He's not taking it. Okay, he's waived. So, I'm saying though by age, I'm looking at these people and more than half of them are absolutely age eligible for Medicare and are probably getting Medicare, and are we paying for that too? We pay their Part B, their supplement? Okay. And let me look, I'm gonna look at these names again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, from what I count, 9 out of these names on top were always part-time. They were never full-time. And there's a total of like 18 up there, right? What's the number?
I think I counted 16, but
16.
I believe I counted 16. Just so you know, the Medicare reimbursement figures are not included on this spreadsheet,
So was that, how much is that?
well, that's on a separate document that I'll have to.
But is it included in the 180 number that we're looking at for savings? It's not? How much is, do you have any idea what it is?
$1 billion. It's not $1 billion. I have to pull the numbers for you for tomorrow. Like I said, this was initial, this is not cleaned up, like I said, this is rough.
The Medicare is approximately $97.40 per person per month. So if it's covering one person, it's 97. If it's covering two people, it's 186 or something. Some people on that list get paid far more than that because they have income now, and because they have income, they get charged a lot more by the government. So we reverse it.
So I went out and I called Doug Weiss, because I kind of half remembered some of our conversations about it over the years. And he said there's a lot of case law out there, that you could check for yourself to see, and there's case